I'm Jody. I'm here with Shari Marchbein. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about winter and keeping your skin really nice for winter. And then also talking about Cetaphil that we have right behind us. So let me introduce Shari. I'm going to read this so I make sure I get it right because there's this long title behind her name. She's a board-certified dermatologist and clinical assistant professor of dermatology at NYU School of Medicine.
You did a great job.
Perfect. Good. So now, how long have you worked in dermatology?
So I've been a dermatologist for 10 years.
Okay.
I actually have to recertify for my board exam this year. So 10 years is like a big landmark for us. Yeah.
Good. And then what sparked your interest in skincare?
So my dad is a physician. He's an OBGYN, and I knew from a very, very young age that I wanted to be a doctor. I suffer myself from acne. I have adult female acne and eczema, very, very sensitive skin. And so it was just sort of a natural fit for me. I knew I was going to be a doctor, and who doesn't love skincare and looking at people's skin and taking care of people's skin and making them feel better about it. So it was just really a natural fit for me.
That's wonderful. And so what do you like most about your job?
I love everything about my job. I have to say, I'm very blessed. I get up every day in the morning and I'm just so thankful to go to work. I have incredible patients. I've been practicing in New York City for 10 years, so have a lot of the same patients that I see all the time. And then I have this really amazing mix of cosmetic practice, so I do a lot of cosmetics. I specialize in treating adult female acne. So adult female acne is one of those things that women unfortunately suffer with silently. And so I love treating that. And I just have a wonderful mix of sort of hands-on with surgical procedures, cosmetic procedures, and then medical procedures as well.
Wonderful. Okay, so let's start with the question. So what are your great tips for winter, because it's been really cold?
It's brutal. I mean, good Lord, it's snowing in the South. When does that happen? You know it's bad when they're getting snow in the South. So during the winter time, in the winter months, the humidity in the air decreases. We all know this. We feel it. Look at my hair. My little pieces are sticking up here. So we all know that the humidity goes down. And what that does is that pulls water and moisture out of our skin. So we immediately all start feeling quite dry. You mix that with the things that we love doing in the wintertime. We love taking those like 30-minute hot showers. We love sitting by a fire. We love being in, warm heat. We have radiators in our homes and apartments, and we have heat on in the apartment. So you mix all that together, and before you know it, your skin is dry and cracking and uncomfortable, and you're itching. You can actually get eczema from it. So there are lots of things that we need to do, and a lot of them come with what you can do to kind of change your skincare. So taking very short showers, a 5-minute shower with lukewarm water. Don't use excessively hot water when you shower. Using very gentle, good skincare products. So using something like, a soap-free formula for a cleanser. Using thick, creamy moisturizers. So this is the time where you would switch from your lotion to a cream. And a great example of that is like the Cetaphil moisturizing cream. Look how cute this little jar is. It's adorable. So using like a thick moisturizing cream is a great idea. Applying it within 60 seconds of coming out of the shower so that you trap that moisture in. And then looking for really high quality ingredients. So there's something called humectants that we all look for. And humectants are ingredients that will draw water into the skin. So those are things like glycerin, those are things like hyaluronic acid, ceramides, and then occlusives are ingredients that will actually trap it in. So things like petrolatum or dimethicone, and products like Cetaphil contain those ingredients and are really excellent for skincare in the wintertime.
Wonderful. So what are some essential products that we want to keep our skin at the healthiest?
So skincare, as I always like to say, does not have to be complicated or expensive. And so you just need a couple of key steps. And as I like to say, layering very gentle skincare like Cetaphil is one of the ways that we can do that. So it's kind of like your basics, and then you can layer on top of that. So using a very gentle cleanser, and the one that I love here is this gentle skin cleanser. So this one is really yummy and is kind of a very creamy wash as opposed to one that foams. So using a gentle cleanser twice a day is a really great idea. And then in the morning time, a sunscreen is essential, 365. Even if it's cloudy, even if it's freezing, you have to wear sunscreen. As we age, we sometimes will layer in antioxidants with that, and that would be one of those fancier things that you can do. And then at nighttime, using a gentle cleanser again, and using a creamy moisturizer for your face, like Cetaphil's, the one that I held up before. This moisturizing cream is good. If you're not super dry, you can use the lotion. That's another great option if you want something a little bit thinner. And then that's where we would use our anti-aging, like retinoids at nighttime. So it's really very simple. You need 2 or 3 ingredients in the morning and 2 or 3 at nighttime. You don't need to spend a fortune on it. You can get really, really great skin that way.
Great. Now, what should people avoid during the winter?
So in general, not just during the winter, I think avoiding very harsh chemicals is a good idea. Using cleansers that are soap-free. So you can look for things that say gentle, but soap-free. So soaps can have surfactants, which are detergents, and those can strip the skin of its natural moisture and oils. So you want to look for things that are soap-free. Again, Cetaphil cleansing bar as well as the gentle creamy cleanser are great for that. You want to look for things that say non-comedogenic. So even if you're not acne prone, things can clog the pores and cause acne. So using non-comedogenic products are a really good thing to look for. So again, avoiding harsh ingredients, using something that's soap-free, detergent-free, and looking for non-comedogenic are all good things to do.
Okay, great. So talk about worst things you can do for your skin.
There are a lot of bad things that we do for our skin, aren't there? I'll say first of all, excessive sun exposure and tanning is probably one of the worst things that you can do for your skin. And you don't need products to do that. Just going out in the sun sort of unprotected is pretty bad because it can cause sunspots and wrinkles and skin cancer. As far as what we do to our skin all the time, falling asleep with your makeup on is never a good thing. That can get trapped in the pores and the oil glands. It can cause breakouts. And you can actually have long-lasting effects for days or weeks from that. So those breakouts can actually last quite a long time. So you want to make sure that you're washing every night before you go to bed to get that dirt and pollution off and remove your makeup, and use a creamy, gentle cleanser for that. And then again, using very harsh ingredients that can strip the skin of its natural oil. So over scrubbing, over cleansing, using harsh products. Those would be big no-nos in my book.
Okay, great. And the best things you can do for your skin?
So the best things that we can do for our skin, one, sun protection. We already talked about that. So using a really, really good, sunscreen, something that has at least a 30 SPF every morning is a good idea. A 15 is okay, but if you can look for something that has a 30 or even a 50 SPF, that's a great option. Moisturizing very well. Again, the older we get, the more we lose that moisture in our skin, and so you want to use a nice heavy moisturizer, looking for those ingredients like glycerin, ceramides, hyaluronic acid. Those are great things to do some moisturizing well. Cleansing twice a day, and then getting on a good skincare routine early. So it's never too early to take great care of your skin. My kids who are 4 have 4-year-old twin boys. They already know every day when they come out of their bath, we moisturize immediately with a nice heavy cream to try and avoid eczema and dry skin. They also know they don't go outside without sunscreen. So there's never a time that's too early to start good skincare, and there's never a time that's too late. You could be in your 60s or 70s and for the very first time having dry skin. And so using very gentle, good, sort of basic skincare products like the Cetaphil line can help you achieve those goals.
Okay, and what other advice do you have for our Facebook fans?
Oh my goodness, we could spend all day talking about skincare, couldn't we? we really could spend all day talking about it. So in general, my philosophy about skincare is that you don't need to spend a fortune to have really, really great skin. There are so many high-quality over-the-counter products these days. Cetaphil is a great example of that, where these are like basic layering pieces where you can use gentle, soap-free cleansers that are not harsh on the skin. You've got great options. If you aren't super dry, you can use lotion. If you are super dry, you can use more of the moisturizing cream. So taking just very good basic skincare and then layer on to that. So you can get as fancy as you want. You can add anti-aging retinoids at night. You can use antioxidants for the morning. As far as the winter time goes, it's the things that we've already talked about. So stick with your short showers. Make sure that you're moisturizing well, and you have to moisturize sometimes multiple times a day, even though Cetaphil cream actually can last for 24 hours. So you may be okay with once a day using Cetaphil cream. Sometimes twice a day is good. There are certain foods that you can eat this time of year that can be helpful. So things like avocado, walnut, and other nuts. And the nice thing is that Cetaphil cream actually has avocado oil in it, and Cetaphil lotion has almond oil in it. So you can get those healthy fats, whether you're doing it topically or whether you're ingesting it.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for all that great education on skin.
Thanks.
So a couple Facebook fan questions. Carl asked, what do you recommend for helping to alleviate dry skin?
I think it's all the things that we just talked about, Carl. I mean, no, it's a really excellent question because truthfully, everybody sort of suffers from it this time of year, no matter who you are. Even if you're somebody who's not notoriously, dry skinned, you get it this time of year. So again, we'll go back to gentle cleansers with, very short showers. Try to decrease the number of times that you wash your hands. That's important. We're all kind of getting these dry hands this time of year. So non-soap formulas, avoiding the harsh chemicals, avoiding those detergents in the soaps, and then using thick, sort of heavy moisturizers that are oil-free. So look for the non-comedogenic that won't clog your pores. And you can do that to your entire body once or twice a day, and then of course after every hand washing for your hands.
Okay, great. Sherry asked, she works in healthcare, and she wanted to know how she can protect her hands from washing her hands and sanitizing them all the time.
Yeah, that is a very tough one. So as a physician, I wash my hands about 100 times a day. And those sanitizers are alcohol-based. They can be very, very harsh, and they literally will find every cut that you have on your hand and sting and burn you every time you do it. So I would actually stay away from the sanitizers. Avoid things that have alcohol in them and harsh chemicals. You can use Cetaphil Creamy Wash for your hands. You can also use the bar cleanser for your hands. So using gentle cleansers that are soap-free for your hands is a great idea. Keep that right by the sink at the hospital or work or wherever you are. And then moisturize immediately after hand washing. You can use a lotion or a cream, and again, look for the ingredients that are very gentle, like we talked about with Cetaphil earlier.
Okay, great. Well, our last question is from Sarah, and she wanted to know what you would treat severe rosacea.
So rosacea and acne are two things that I specialize in treating. And what I will say right off the bat is that when you're saying severe or even mild for that matter, this is a good time to go and seek help from your dermatologist. So I would say go and see a board certified dermatologist in your area who can best help treat you and address the issue, because we often have prescriptions that can be very helpful. Then for rosacea patients in particular, they are notorious for having dry, sensitive skin. So these are patients who unfortunately sting and burn from even very gentle skincare, and sometimes they don't know what to do, and they're using harsh things, or they're using medications that are more geared towards acne, and they can really just be drying and irritating for the skin. And this is exactly where good, gentle, sort of basic skincare, like the Cetaphil line, comes into play, where you use your gentle cleansers that are creamy as opposed to foaming. That can be very helpful for those patients, where you're using a nice, thick moisturizer that's oil-free, so we're not going to clog your pores and make your breakouts worse, but you're using something that's hydrating and calming and soothing on the skin. So those are kind of like the basic skincare principles when you're treating somebody with sensitive skin like rosacea. But then I think as far as treating the rosacea itself, I would seek help from your dermatologist for that.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure meeting you, and I really appreciate all the information for our Facebook fans.
Thank you for having me. And I know that we had a lot of other great Facebook questions that we weren't able to get to. So if you guys send those in, we will do our best to get to them at another time. Does that sound good?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Good. Thanks for having me.